That's a liberal.
It's like saying, would you rather have wine or water?
Wine, a half inch means a lot sometimes.
Nobody likes to eat crow. Right.
Now I'm starving.
How much is the economy today? It's that much.
This pumpkin latte sucked, and I want to speak to your manager.
Objection, hearsay. Objection, leading. Objection, hearsay.
Where is that woman when Biden speaks?
Get out of here. His name is pronounced Joni. And that's the end of it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Right Stuff. And today we have our special guest host, not Svetlana, not the Banana Girl, not Jen, but Colleen Mahoney. Yay!
Hi.
Hi, Colleen. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And we are joined by Beer Nut from X, our Twitter X people. Thank you so much, Beer Nut. Good to have you. I know that you're traveling to and from work. My mother is here. Say hi to my mommy, Colleen.
Hi, Mom.
Okay. And Gloria's with us. Hello, Gloria. And our great in-house comedian, Debbie Lebedo. How are you, Deb?
Hi, Deb.
Let's see. We've got, oh, wow. We're moving along here. People are joining in. Hi, Professor. How are you? Yes. There's a shout out to you from Deb, Colleen. Hi, Francine. How are you? Angela Rick is here. Oh, it's like the old gang is here. And Susan DeRema. How are you, Susan? McForty. How are you? And let's see. Okay. Hi, Lucille Chabon, our OG. Lucille has been with us for day one, and I think she's only missed 2 shows. Hi, Sean. Great to have you. I hope the audio is good today. So Colleen's in North Carolina. Colleen, tell us about what's going on in North Carolina.
Well, they seem, first of all, if I ever have to be in a disaster, I would definitely want to be with those people in the mountains because they certainly know how to survive. And I'm not there physically. I have a couple friends who have been there. I will be there starting October 26th. I just have prior commitments and working during the week. But, you know, they're rebuilding. They're strong. They're having problems with the confiscation of the goods. If you're going to go in, you really should go in with a church. They're focusing on a lot of the big areas. My church went in only on Saturday, and they went to a community that had not even received any water yet. And that was 9 days in. It's getting cold, right? I woke up this morning and it was 50 degrees, which means it's in the 30s and the 40s. I'm in the foothills, so they're a little higher. They're usually about 10 degrees less. So it's getting cold. If people are out there and can donate, there's some really good reputable organizations. Donate winter things, donate stuff. Pray for them. If you can't donate, ask, spread the information about donations, but pray for them. And also for this, what's coming now in Florida, on top of they got hit last week too, right, with Helene. So, don't get me started on what you think I'm going on with the weather.
Hiya, Cookie. Good to have you back. How are you? Yeah, those poor people. The sad thing, I guess, is that, Colleen and I spent last spring driving around the Blue Ridge Mountain Parkway, and
last October. Remember, it was during the change. It was during the season. This is their busiest tourist season.
Yeah, and
Some
Blowing
things
Rock.
are open. Blowing Rock is open. Cherokee's open, and they're asking tourists to come to those places that are open.
Good.
And thank you. And one more thing is thank God for those churches, because the churches, the smallest churches of them all, are doing the most. They're out there hands on, and they're really getting stuff. It's going to take years. but they're building dirt roads, getting people out where they need to get them out. The rescuers are just amazing, whether they're on mule, horseback. My boss is using his personal plane. There's so many civilians donating their time and their aircraft and everything. It's you know how communities come together when
We
there's a
saw it in
crisis.
Sandy. We were on the ground for a whole week during Sandy in Staten Island, and Colleen was affected by it. A lot of people were, and we had the community board hurricane response team. We called ourselves, and we were doing just great. And then the government came in and screwed the whole thing up. And now here we are years after Sandy, and some people never recovered. A lot of property was taken. It's crazy. So it really is true. These like Samaritan's Purse and these small churches, these are the people that understand what's going on there. And so it makes sense. Whatever you can do. I noticed during Sandy that the smartest things to donate was money to reputable organizations, because the problem with donating clothes is that there's never a place to store them and keep them, dry and things like that. But I understand that in North Carolina, they're asking for coats, they're asking for blankets and things like that. So, if you're going to donate that kind of stuff, make sure that it's clearly marked and put them in bags, so that when they store them, they could store them for a while and it not get ruined. I saw something.
And camping gear. Some of the campgrounds are taking families, so camping gear, tents, sleeping bags. It's a little different in the mountains than it is in
It's
Staten
a good
Island,
idea. Right, but that's a great idea. I mean, even in Staten Island, camping gear would have been helpful because a lot of people, couldn't, even though they were in their house, they had holes in the walls. So, great idea. Great idea. Hi, Tony Whitaker. And good. Yeah, I like Samaritan's Purse, and I'm going to give to Colleen's church too. Hi, Kevin Young.
And Samaritan's Purse, Billy Graham grew up on Black Mountain, right? So this is his home, his family home, his generational home. So Samaritan's Purse were the first ones on the ground. I think they're great. And in Staten Island, Guyan Rescues just got a warehouse, and they are now taking donations. They have an Amazon wish list, and you can, if you're in Staten Island, Guyan Rescue, and they're going to be bringing stuff down.
Right. And the borough president too, Vito Fisella, is doing a donation center. I think he's doing it with John Tobacco over at Guyan Rescue. So check it out. In every state, there are people that are willing to help out. And so, we do best when we come together. Forget about FEMA and all the stuff that's going on. We know there's plenty of controversy over there. We have to be strong ourselves, because if we wait for the government to bail us out, you know how it's going to go. We've already seen how it's going to go. So we the people have to step in on this. So give what you can, do what you can, reach out locally. There will be good people who have suffered through these kinds of things, willing to help others. So at any rate, so today's show is called Men Matter. And the reason it's our theme today is because it seems to me that the men are coming together for Donald Trump in a huge way, and they're letting their conservative voices be heard. And so I thought it would be a good idea for us to talk about men, because we know that the left wants to strip men of their manhood, wants to turn men into women. So I wanted to give a tribute to men and the way their wonderful brains work. Oh my God, I just love men. They operate on a different level than women, and I'm in awe of them. And so we've got some funny clips, but I want everybody to know that behind every funny clip, this is really my idea, was to celebrate what makes men men. So let's start off with this one, because no matter what, men find ways to torture themselves. and to prove their manhood. And this clip is no different. Bowling ball soccer on a field of Legos without any shoes. Watch.
Ouch.
Oh, dang it! Ah! Ah! Dang it! Ah! Oh, Houston! Ah!
Oh my gosh. Bowling ball soccer would be bad enough, or just Legos would be bad enough, but the combination.
Lucille, of course. Why? 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 Because they're men.
Because they can. They probably found a bowling ball and some Legos. They had a little while free.
And they had a couple of beers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, a woman would never do that. Ever. First of all, a wreck our pedicure. No, a woman would
Just
never do
one Lego. Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, anybody that's ever stepped on a toy soldier, a Lego, any of that stuff in their home, knows what it feels like when they're barefooted. But these guys, these are men. These are men. All right. So from that, I thought that we'd show another real man. You might have heard that there's a little back and forth between Kamala Harris and DeSantis. And so I want to play the back and forth and see what you think about it.
NBC is reporting Governor DeSantis is ignoring your calls.
You know, moments of crisis, if nothing else, should really be the moment that anyone who calls themselves a leader says they're going to put politics aside and put the people first. People are in desperate need of support right now, and playing political games at this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations, is just utterly irresponsible, and it is selfish, and it is about political gamesmanship instead of doing the job that you took an oath to do, which is to put the people first.
For Kamala Harris to try to say that my sole focus on the people of Florida is somehow selfish is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts. And so what I think is selfish
has she ever
is her trying to blunder into this. No. And here's the thing.
Has she ever called before?
She has no role. No, she has no role in this process. I'm in contact with the President of the United States. I'm in contact with FEMA director. I'm obviously managing all our state agencies. We're supporting all our local government. And I will say this. I've had storms under both President Trump and President Biden, and I've worked well with both of them. She's the first one who's trying to politicize the storm, and she's doing that just because of her campaign. She's trying to get some type of an edge. She knows she's doing poorly, and so she's playing these political games. I don't have time for political games. I've got people whose lives are on the line. I've got people whose homes and their possessions are on the line, and we are focused 100% on that mission. I'm not worried about playing her political games. And so she is being selfish by trying to blunder into this when we're working just fine.
Blunder. I love that word.
Well, it's true. You never heard from her in 3.5 years. And there have been multiple storms. And Ian was huge a couple of years back, right? And nothing from her.
Well,
and so she is, it's always them politicizing everything.
Yeah, but she's whining. You're the vice president of the United States. You called to check in. He didn't take your call. Maybe he was busy. I mean, really? That's what you do? And the thing is that the reporter asked her the question on the tarmac. And the right way to answer that would have been, I'm sure he's doing just fine. I know he's busy. I called just to check in and see how he was doing. I wish all the people of Florida well, and Godspeed with Governor DeSantis. But no, instead, she decides to be a fishmonger and start talking behind his back. Are you kidding me?
And that's the first question she finally answered from a reporter, from the press. That's the question you choose to answer. But did you see her with the FEMA directors the other day asking her questions after Helene, and she sat there with that smug look on her face at the end of that table?
I have it. Hold on. This is obviously the way she's going to behave when she's president. If God forbid, if God forbid. So she's giving us a taste of that. Absolutely. Here's what Colleen is talking about.
I got to walk out for this. So my dad just called, and I got to make sure everything is all right.
Good. Here is what Colleen is talking about. Here.
Madam Vice President. This way. Thank you. Come on, bro. This way. Go. This way. This way. Thank you very much. Thank you. This way. Thank you. This way. This way. This way.
Thanks so much.
This way.
Heading out this way.
Folks, this way.
Thank you. She holds a press conference and then she her scripted. She wanted them to hear her scripted remarks, but she didn't want to answer any questions. Okay, here we go. This is what life is going to be like under Kamala Harris. The same as the Joe Biden years. Why should he answer her call? She doesn't say anything. He's got his state. She's in a state of denial. Excellent, Debbie. Excellent. The realty didn't waste time on her. He's very busy with the storms. Absolutely. Santa's answer was perfect. Absolutely. And it was tough. And I'm glad she's playing Kamalatics, right? Right. DeSantis is onto her, as most are. Yeah, exactly. Well, Harris, this wouldn't have happened if your husband was so greedy for the land grab and lithium. All right. So that's a whole nother thing. And we'll talk
about
the
quartz. Remember, Spruce Pine has the only quartz that's pure enough for what they need.
Yeah. Hi, Bobby Dutcher. Good to have you. Yeah, she is clueless. That's
Did you see where she was doing something the other day and the teleprompter went out and she just kind of was repeating herself?
Yeah, absolutely. She don't give a shit. Yeah, disgusting. Well, I've got more of her not giving a shit. All right. So the conversation out there is that there's go ahead. Tell them about what's going on with the mountain that has all the lithium. Right? Is it lithium?
I don't. Kings Mountain has the lithium. Kings Mountain wasn't that affected by this whole thing, and Gastonia, and it's I think maybe Albemarle, but the quartz that they use for the chips comes from Spruce Pine, North Carolina, and it's an odd occurrence, but it's the purest you can get, and it's used by everyone around the world, because of the vast difference in the quality from that to the next level. I haven't been hearing about if they've gotten those mines, if they're under mud, or what's going on with all that, but that's part of what they think this land grab is.
Well, so this is, I have not vetted this, so I am not spreading dis or misinformation. I'm just putting it out there. So supposedly Doug Emhoff has invested in this company that mines this lithium and the quartz, and the people in the area would not allow them to mine it. And so that's what they're saying, why the FEMA has been getting in the way of delivering relief. Because if, like in Staten Island, remember all those houses that the state bought because they were in, not for any nefarious reason, but because they were in a flood zone and they would continue to flood. So supposedly people are connecting those dots. Don't know if it's true or not. Not saying either way, but
Well,
who
the
knows?
Spruce Point is active. That's not them denying anyone to do anything. That's a concern, that because they can't get to it, so it's going to be a supply chain issue. The lithium piece is a completely different story, and I know BlackRock just invested in the company that's going to be doing the lithium mining. It's Albemarle something. Albemarle is a part of North Carolina, but the company's based there. I think it's named after Albemarle. I don't know. The state, as of on the local news, but you can't believe that they're saying that nobody's like this. I've heard they're going to demolish Chimney Rock. They said none of that's true, and nobody's trying to take anybody's land. So I don't know. I think
guess
it's
we'll see.
partially true. I don't know. I just don't know. I think it's a very likely possibility, but again, it's not. I don't know.
All right, so we
speculating
don't
too.
know where we haven't vetted it, but that's the conversation. So back to men. so men like their toys, right? They like boats, they like cars, they like all kinds of different things. Well, this guy has both, and look what happened.
Uh-oh.
Apparently nobody told him where the break was. That's when things go terribly wrong. Well, and this guy is a man in training, although I do think that he might be more of a man than some guys I know. 3 years old. Watch.
Hey,
What?
where
Back in?
did you get all of
Look.
these?
Yeah, I found one.
Yeah, where'd they come from?
It come from that big tire
Where? Show me.
right here. Look. See the holes?
Oh.
You know that?
All right, how in the world did you get those off?
So Dad can drive way faster on a mountain.
Wait, Koi, how did you get them off?
So
No, how?
What? I had to take them out so Dad can go way faster on a mountain.
Oh, what'd you take them off with?
This big wrench. And I wrench her down. Here, hold this one. So.
Oh my gosh, he's so adorable. And yes, he's more of a man than a lot of these new ones out today.
I don't know.
Or maybe they're not such an endangered species after all.
His name is McCoy. And I think he's going to be an internet sensation. I love it. So what are you saying? Men can't multitask? No shit. No, that's not what I said. I said that he didn't know where the break was. And maybe he had too many toys out all at the same time. Very smart kid. Real man in training. Absolutely. His name is McCoy. Love that kid. Love that kid. Yes, the real McCoy. Absolutely. But could you imagine if the mother didn't find the lug nuts? He wanted Dad to go way faster around the mountain. Dad would have been flying down the mountain. Oh my gosh. And of course, when it comes to men and women, there's always a problem with communication because we speak differently, we think differently, we do things differently. Well, this guy has a really great idea. Watch.
I just wish there was something like that for me and my wife texting. So I would get her text in the language that I like, and that she gets the text in the language that she likes. For example, she went to get tea yesterday. So she was like, hey, I know I said I'm going to be 20 minutes, but I'm going to be like an hour, because here's what happened. I went to Trader Joe's, and I wanted to get hibiscus tea. But the hibiscus that they have over there is mixed with turmeric. And I'm allergic to turmeric. So I was like, oh my God, it's so humid. And now I have to walk to Whole Foods. So I went to Whole Foods. And I finally found it. It was all the way in the top shelf. But there was a really kind guy who helped me. And then I was in line, long line. But anyway, there was an old lady. And she loved my skirt. And I was like, do you also do yoga? And then we talked about yoga for like... And I feel like I have a new friend. And like, I'm so happy because this is the perfect day to make a new friend and drink some tea. And I wish that she could send that text. And then the app would just go beep, 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 boop. And then it would get to me, be like, I bought tea. And I would reply, cool. And then it would go on the app, boop, 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 boop. And then it would get to her and be like, hibiscus, a flower. It makes me think that you and I should go to a flower festival. So we could walk today, all day together and be happy and talk about how much we love each other and how much we miss each other. And I would love to keep texting. However, my battery of my phone is as empty as my heart when I'm not with you.
We need one of those translation apps, but
we need it in real life, not just for texting.
We need one. We need one to translate Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's conversations. We are wired differently. We are plugged in. They short circuit. Yeah, I did too. All right. It would be a great app. It would be. Mick, it's a startup. Think about it. Think about it. Kamala Harris is giving $25,000 to new companies. Who's going to start that?
Wait, I think I just heard something today, but it comes in the form of a tax credit.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yep.
So how are you starting up your company?
Right. You get it after you start it up, but it sounds
I
really
know, but
good.
it's misleading at best.
Wait, are you saying that Kamala Harris is misleading the public? Colleen, that's just misinformation.
I can't believe I just said that.
I feel like I'm dealing with a foreigner, or sometimes married 50 years. He still doesn't get it, and neither do I. No, it's God's. Listen, I have said it always. God's very cruel joke on mankind is that he put men and women together to procreate, because that is just it's his joke. He laughs at the whole thing. I'm sure of it.
I'm telling you, I think if they do freshman year in high school, give the kids men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and bring them through the 12 steps, we would have world peace.
Maybe. Hello, Howard Zim. You're late today.
It would teach them how to communicate with each other, and it would also teach them how to live life. It's a win-win.
I agree. Well, let's see. Kamala will start you up, but you won't be able to finish. Oh my gosh. That's good. Talking is dangerous with men. New companies can go up to 5 years without paying taxes. That's true. That is true. Okay.
So basically, Kamala's in charge of beginnings, and completion is someone else's job.
Job.
Unless it's a happy ending. She's good at those.
Oh my.
Yeah, I wasn't going there with that. It just kind of led there.
Hello, Tammy Morton. What time does the Jen Remauro show start? Oh, you got to wait till next week for that. A VP tax
Sorry, Howard. I almost went with low cut, so you'd all be happy, but I went with pro God, pro life, pro gun.
No happy ending with her, Colleen. Yeah, there's nothing happy about her. Although they're trying to make, what do they say in books? instead of telling me, showing me. So with Kamala, they keep telling us that everything is joyful under Kamala, but they haven't shown it yet. So, there's something wrong with this picture. I don't know. I don't know anybody who has been joyful with the almost 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration.
Well, I was knocking on doors for Trump the other day down here, and I went to this little old man, and I ended up having the wrong address. But I told him I was here from Trump Force 47, and he told me, get out of my. He told me, no, I don't want nothing to do with you. And I said, are you happy with paying more at the grocery store and more at the gas pump and open borders? And he went on to tell me that Trump was immoral or dishonest, and that I better just get off his property. So I couldn't believe. So people still are okay with cutting off their nose to spite their face because they hate one man.
Well, look at what we're willing to do in this country. Look at all of the rights we have given up. Look at, what is going on. We talked about it 1,000 times on this show. People are lazy. They rather just, they think it's best if the government takes care of them. So, it's crazy. Tammy loves your sweatshirt.
Thank you.
Oh God, oh God, oh God, right, Colleen? That's just her hypothesis. Whose hypothesis? The only woman who thinks being on her knees is a race. Oh my. Got it. All right. Well, talk about that translation app. Apparently, they had it on the 60 Minutes Kamala Harris interview. This comes to us from Maze Moore on X, who was brilliant and found this. Apparently, they put out a clip of the Kamala interview of her answering a question before the show aired. And when the show aired, the answer to the question was totally different. Watch. Wait, hold on. Where am I? Hold on. Here we are.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. So the final episode, you're going to see it in the final episode. They edited a lot of her answers within the question and the answer. They edited a lot. So she's getting an assist from the media.
So they edited to make it acceptable to the majority of Americans, so they could swallow it. Basically, you saw the different answers. She and to make her succinct because she wasn't succinct. Right, she was a little stuttery through it, but
a little word salady. And
still, even the final answer was a little word salady. It didn't say any definitive action.
No, but she sounded tough.
Oh yeah, and she sounded smooth.
Yeah. She and Walz are still saying Congress has to pass a bill to close the border. Yes, we need to change policy, but we can close the border now. Well, I will tell you this, that in that interview, which is worth watching, he pressed her on the border, and she said about the border bill, and he said, but you let them all in. And, so they went back and forth. So I'll give them that. But, it's still, the editing was amazing. It was just amazing. I don't understand. They never edit Trump, ever. They put in every word he said.
They do edit him. They remove things to make his comments look explosive.
Yeah, well, that's
and racist or whatever the case may be.
True. Well, they never edit him to look better. Put it that
way.
Right. Only one joyful is Harris because she is taking the country apart. Yeah, it's true. And someone should tell Kamala if she goes to hurricane site to offer $750, not to wear a $799 Hermes belt. She's just a phony. That's the truth. It's the truth. He's not listening because she isn't saying anything. Oh, so true. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so talking about North Carolina, it's a man thing. They got things done any way they could. Take a look.
So I come home to check if the electric's on. This is some new shit on me right here, look. Yep. That's a running Honda generator. What in the world do they got going on?
The things that I have seen, but they were climbing up to with a rope, like climbing the side of the mountain, all lined up, pulling on using a rope. These are my friend runs a church in Pennsylvania, and he was talking about how effeminate the church has become, and how it kind of repels masculine men. But down here, our churches still have very masculine men, and it's so refreshing to see that. I'm gonna miss the masculine men when they're gone.
Well, hopefully they won't be gone because we've got McCoy. So
that's true. We've got McCoy. Let's hope he gets some buddies.
Yeah, absolutely.
McCoy gives us hope.
McCoy gives us hope. Very innovative. I agree. They make it work. That's it. They make it work. You gotta love men. Rumor has it that Leticia and Colleen moved out of New York City so they don't have to buy the official $50. Yeah, that's exactly why we left.
Howard, I don't even have trash pickup. I have to bring my trash to the place myself because I live on a dirt road and they don't come to dirt road.
Yeah, but
that was not a benefit for me.
Yeah, but even though you have to bring your own trash out, isn't it better because you're living in a free state?
Oh no, absolutely. I don't mind it at all.
Yep. They cannot allow themselves to be emasculated. Also, stand up. Absolutely, and that's why I've always loved men. I love the way they think. I think that they're fantastic, and I think that my husband is so logical, and he has taught me to be logical, and I love him for it. And the fact that there are women deconstructing men and trying to remake them in their own image. The fact that there are men walking around holding their girlfriends' purses while they walk is just, it's beyond for me. It's beyond. I can't.
Wait, so one more. Another one of the houses, but most of the houses, 95% are going for Trump. But another one I went to, this big masculine guy comes, with the big beard, and I'm like, hi, sir. I'm here from Trump Post 47. And are you going to be voting in November? He said, yes. I said, well, you're going to be voting for President Trump? Well, I'm going to be voting for him. So I was like, well, can we ask you why? My girlfriend doesn't like him. I said, oh, okay. Could you tell me why? And he went into whatever reasons, but come on.
Well, the problem is, right? If he wants to get regular sex, I guess he's got to
lie then.
Yeah, well, maybe he will. Maybe he will. Maybe he didn't trust you.
Lie. That's not a good trait either. But I want him to be honest with your girlfriend. I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead, vote. Be a wussy, an honest wussy. Be an honest wussy.
It's amazing. It's just amazing, and it just drives me insane that we're going down this road. I don't even. All right, so here's a real man, and he's going to tell you this. Well, he was on the ground right after the hurricane, and I'm sure things have changed since then. But listen to what he had to say.
My name's Jonathan Howard. I'm a member of the Florida State Guard Special Missions Unit, and I'm also up here with Aerial Recovery, a nonprofit. I came up here on Sunday with Aerial Recovery before we even got activated. We flew up here, and then we got activated, which is great. I have my team up here working as well. Here's the problem. I'm going to tell you everything that's happening from the ground, what I'm actually seeing. because what they're telling you is complete bullshit on the news, and these politicians don't have a fucking clue and they're lying. And I'll say this now, I'll say it at the end of the video. The only thing I need from this video is helicopters. If I have helicopters, I can save lives. Without helicopters, I can't reach these people. It doesn't matter how many chainsaws and trucks I got, I can't get to them. They're 10 miles in, 20 miles, 40 miles in the mountains. There's no way to get with them or even communicate with them. I am literally flying around in a civilian helicopter looking for SOS messages carved in the mud or painted on the ground, and we're dropping down and saving them. What got me fired up about this was yesterday, me and my team did the rescue of that 11-day-old baby. And all these government officials and social media, they're showing that video, that pictures and video of that rescue, and claiming that like they have some like government helped with that. And I mean, even USA, I think it was USA Today, wrote an article about it saying it was a Florida National Guard that went and got it, like with a helicopter. No, it was me, my buddy Charlie, and a civilian named Zeb with his own personal helicopter out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Like without that civilian, that baby would be dead. And the old lady we went and rescued after that, she'd be dead too because she had 1 day left of oxygen. No one was going to go get them. I will tell you, when we go up in the air, I probably see 40 civilian helicopters, and I might see 2 Blackhawks, National Guard, military, whatever they are. That's it. No one's out there doing rescue.
That's basically
Guy named Zeb with a helicopter. Can't be more perfect. But that's what was going on. And as they were telling us, no, it's FEMA, it's FEMA, it's FEMA. That's what was going on. And I know that it's true. I absolutely know it's true.
And my boss was flying out of 2 different airports, Statesville and Hickory. Statesville was completely civilian, all civilian aircraft. He said it was running like clockwork. Hickory was running great. The military started to come into Hickory, and he said it was a shit show as soon as the military started getting involved with the airlifts and everything. When the civilians were doing it, it's beautiful. Pat Harrigan, the guy I'm working on the campaign for Congress, he's been at the airports. He's been doing it with the flights. He's been very involved on the ground. Mark Robinson's been on the ground every day.
Yep. It's civilians first.
This girl was telling me, how you don't care about people because you're Republican, and I was like, well, we're doing stuff. I said the difference between us and you is we actually use our own time and resources to help people, and you'd say you want to help people, but with other people's time and resources, not your own. And that's what we're seeing on the ground. I mean, there are people out there that they're putting politics aside, but it's the people in the mountains are the conservatives, that, it is what it is.
Well, Kamala Harris finally arrived on the scene the other day, and I don't understand why she did what she did. She went to a church and was stuffing bags with toothpaste and toothbrushes and things like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
If it was me, I'd be right there with the Black Hawk helicopters and the National Guard, because I'm the vice president. I want to run.
You want to be a leader and a leader.
I'd be in the middle of that, talking to them, saying what's going on. But she wasn't. She was here.
And wait, did you see when she was stuffing those bags? How she thought FEMA was there right immediately, and the lady set her straight. I saw that. I don't know if it came from you.
It came from me, and the video went viral because the first clip was from her X page. The second clip was also from the event, but it was cut. So listen.
And then how do we get the packages out?
Truck drivers? Well, actually, this is one of our truck drivers. As well as Queen here. She really is. And MJ. Yes.
What's that been like? Well, honestly, when we went up the first day, I was familiar because I used to live in Asheville. And we made the first stop in Morganton, and MJ and I drove up, and I was like, where's they drop off? I need to back up where they drop off their supplies. Me thinking that they're going to have all these supplies, and she come out, one of our community members come out, And she was like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad y'all here. Come to find out we were the only one.
Really?
We were the only one, and they had 3 tents.
So they didn't even have a center of where to do it because you were the only one.
We were the only one. They had 3 tents set up outside, and I guess maybe they had about 20 cases of water, and that was it.
That's one town over from me, Morganton. That's where Johnny Bus, my friend, lives. They still have no power.
Yeah.
They've got to rebuild 15 to 20 miles. That's the whole of Highland Boulevard from Penny Beach to Conference House. They need to rebuild. No power. It's 11 days, 12 days later.
Yep. Kamala was hired by our enemies to destroy our free country and our heritage. Exactly, Mom. That's because military is out hunting submarines. Thank God for all the people who went in. Shame on the government for their failure and lies. They're lies. You know what? Everybody knows it takes a while to get the government up and running. Say it, but don't lie like this. This was an outright lie.
No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. So FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
For migrants. So don't freaking lie to us. That's ridiculous.
And just like the border bill, they're bashing the Republicans because they don't want to fund more money to FEMA. Well, why should we if you're going to just give it to them?
No, they don't want to come back to fund more money to FEMA. They said, why are you giving money to Lebanon when you have a crisis right here? You can move money around. You can do all of that stuff, but that's not what they were asking. They were asking for more money. So we're going to spend this and spend that. That means either print more money or raise taxes. Which one are the Republicans going on the hook for? Neither. Absolutely neither. So once again, smoke and mirrors. And speaking about mirrors, gotta love men.
Boys will be boys. The same boys will be boys exist for a reason.
Absolutely. And well, watch this one.
We're gonna try on each other's legs. See how it feels.
So short. So just to show the difference.
You're a short little dude. I can't believe how short you are. I'm crying right now. I've seen this dude in stubbies his whole legless life, and I'm used to him being short, but not being short in knees. How's my shoulder smell?
It stinks.
That's my armpit. I did not expect that to be that great. I didn't expect it to hit that hard. Should we try one?
Yeah, let's try it.
Hey, they let them have their fun.
I think it's fantastic. Optics. Yes, definitely optics. What a contrast in appearance. Yes, absolutely. 640 million to migrants, 100%. That's all they do is lie to us. Absolutely. Didn't they give 6 million to Lebanon the day before? They said 750 for America. They gave 350 million to Lebanon the day before. And she announced it the day after she announced the $750 for the people.
I saw a couple of people posting that they got their letters back from FEMA already with denials.
And they were loans. They were loans. And why are they denying them? That's the whole thing. But we're not hearing that because the local news is not reporting it. Yeah, let's see how she handles it. Men will be boys. That is true. Oh, God bless those guys, right? I mean, they lost their legs in the military, and look at the outlook that they have. These are the men that are serving our country, and women that, I mean, God bless them. When you think about it, you're going out and you're going to risk your life for strangers because you love your country. It's amazing. Um, Two of my favorite educators, Mahoney and Remauro. Hey, ladies. Wow, legless and happy. That's so cool. Isn't it cool? I mean, these kids, cry when when the when their internet goes down. And these are the guys.
Well, let me tell you, during the hurricane, and we didn't get hit that bad. It was bad. I was talking to you during it. I was a little nervous, but my friend's out about 8 minutes away. Her neighbor's boyfriend, so he's like 19 years old, called the ambulance because he was crying so bad because he was afraid in the storm. This is like a 20-year-old man.
Well, that's what we're raising.
And I'm thinking, you're bringing out EMS in this storm to endanger their lives or stop them from saving people who really need it. It's scary what these kids are afraid of.
Me first. That's all it is. So Kamala Harris was on The View today, and she was on Up in Smoke, which is a podcast, and she told them the story about when she got the call from Joe Biden. I want you to listen to both of them.
From the time that the president called me and told me he wasn't running, I mean, it just like everything was in speedy motion. And I was not sleeping so well. And that one morning, I had, I don't know, a few hours sleep, and I like to sleep. I just got up, and so I just went out and got a pork roast and started marinating.
See, time to work. Get to your happy place.
And my family happened to be in town, so they were very happy about the whole situation. But I just got up and started, everybody's asleep, I just got up and started cooking. So it was a Sunday, and our family, my niece, her husband, and their 2 daughters were staying with us. And I had promised them that Sunday Auntie was going to make pancakes and bacon, and we were going to have a really... And, the kids wake up, the girls, they're 6 and 8, they were at the time, they wake up early. We always wake up the first. Right. So they come knocking on the door, and then we have our quiet time in the morning, just me and the girls. Right. And so I went to work out, and I had on cooking shows, and they were asking me, Auntie, what's that ingredient? What's that ingredient? And they're playing while I'm working out. Make breakfast, we sit down, we're having breakfast, and we'd been working on a puzzle, so they wanted more bacon, got more bacon. And then, you know how it goes. Yeah. And so then we had a puzzle, so we went back up to work on the puzzle. I'm still in my workout clothes. Right. And we're working on the puzzle, and the phone rings. Right. So I said, Auntie, you'll be right back. And it was the president, and he told me his decision. And I'll tell you, the first thing I asked him is, are you sure? Because what a big decision.
Yeah. They sound like 2 very different stories.
Very different stories. All about food. What is she going to do? She's going to give Kim Jong-un, whatever his name is, or Xi Jinping recipes? I mean, is that how she's going to save the world and the wars? She's going to be calling them up, talking about recipes while she's doing puzzles with them? I mean, give me a break. Give me a break.
And she does not seem like the wholesome homemaker to me. I mean, she's been this, right? All she talks about is how powerful she was in her career. She doesn't seem to me the type that's coming home and cooking dinner every night and having these crock pot meals on the counter while she's in court all day.
I don't know if you want to be taken to it. You're losing men. Why would you tell these stories? This makes 0 sense to me. I mean, unless she thinks that if they think she can cook, they'll vote for her. I don't know. Tammy, I'm glad that your family got some relief. I know that you're worried about them in Duncan. I'd slap that 20-year-old. Yeah. See you when I see you. Take care. Good night. Bye, Bobby. Love you. The Democrats is making a fool of her. This is a shame. It is a shame. Nothing to
Well,
say.
weren't they having some concern about Tim Walz and all his misspeaking?
Oh yeah,
Didn't I
she
see something
reprimanded
about
him.
that?
Yeah, yeah. Did Biden tell you the knife was still in his back? Biden should vote Trump. He probably will. Big contrast between Whoopi and Kamala. And they were acting as if her story was so amazing. I just can't.
Eric
right.
Adams needs
Yeah.
to endorse Trump, I think. Eric
Yeah.
Adams should endorse Trump after they're coming after him.
Yeah, well, he's got enough troubles. Could you imagine endorsing Trump in
Yeah, well, he's done. The
Manhattan?
party's turned on him. The party was not going to come back for him. He's done, so he should
Well,
at least.
You're right. Anyway, this is how I felt after that exchange.
And now why? He reminds me of he should have seen singing "I'm so pretty, oh so pretty."
You gotta love men. Gotta love them.
I do love men.
Yeah. All right. So if you were wondering if you're on X or Facebook and you get trolled and you get all these people yelling at you and they really have no followers and you just don't understand how, Kamala has so much support, watch.
Accidentally caught. They sent an influencer proposal to a Trump supporter, and now we got it.
About a week ago, I received this email. What they were asking for is $1,500 for anti-Trump content on TikTok. So they basically sent me this kind of like creator brief with all the asks that they have and everything, and like do's and don'ts, like don't show any form of support for Donald Trump and his allies, gloat about Harris and her allies, attack Trump supporters for their intellectual or personal values. This is actually a campaign with Future Forward.
Whoops. This is the campaign claiming that they have all the authenticity, but they're paying people to say nice things about them and bad things about Donald Trump. And sometimes not even with the disclosure that they're being paid. And it's not just him. Others are coming forward too.
Sunay, who met us in Houston, was one of a few dozen influencers invited to the White House to watch the State of the Union and meet President Biden.
He said to us, the collective presence in this room has more viewership on Gen Z than all of traditional media combined.
Now, Democratic organizations are flooding the creator community with cash and providing behind-the-scenes access.
Come with me to meet the President of the United States.
The Harris campaign does not pay influencers directly. CBS News found a constellation of other Democratic political organizations that do.
I had seen something about that a couple months ago. It was $150. It was on TikTok, $150 for each post, which made perfect sense because it doesn't even seem like the people supporting her really are, right?
There you go. But they see it. And once again, talk about influencing elections. Or election interference. All right, well, she's been trying to distance herself from Joe Biden, but then I guess she changed her mind after this.
There have obviously been a number of crises that the country has been facing over the past several days with the hurricane, with the port strike, with the situation in the Middle East. Can you talk about how your vice president, who is running for the presidency, has worked on these crises and what role she has played over the past several days?
Well, I'm in constant contact with her. She's aware we're singing from the same song sheet. She helped pass all the laws that are being employed now. She was a major player in everything we've done, including passage of legislation which we were told we could never pass. And so she's been, and her staff is interlocked with mine in terms of all the things we're doing.
If anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Well, that's all that needs to be said, right? That she wouldn't have done anything differently. So then what is she going to do differently going after the next? This is so crazy because we've had 4 years of Trump, and we've had 3.5 years of her record, plus she's been in the Senate. So everyone should know what they're going to get. There should be, it's not even like, oh, well, let's hope this is a newcomer and maybe it'll be wonderful. You know, it's no. And she's not, and she's telling it outright.
That should be a commercial for Trump. I get them from Democrats in my emails. I tell them to go F themselves, not giving Harris a cent. Well, they want to pay you to write nice things about Harris and go after Trump. They want you to be a Harris warrior. Avant-garde, new and unusual or experimental ideas. That's how Kamala expresses herself. Huh? Yeah, really? Avant-garde. English would be better, Martin. English would be better. Colleen, it's Trump derangement syndrome, period. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Where Colleen, wait, no, why can't I get that off? There it is. She's done nothing but help destroy our democracy. Exactly. Okay, so here's Hillary saying the quiet part out loud. Watch.
If the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
These people are lunatics.
So
she looks great. She looks really weird. She looked really different. Her eyes were so far apart. She looked completely different.
Well, she's crazy. You know, but at the end of the day, they're paying people. They want control of social media. They can't control social media, but they're trying to control social media.
Well, they can, because how many times I made a comment the other day about something. The comment was disgusting with a mad face, and TikTok banned the comment. Disgusting.
Well, they can do it that way, but we all know now that
and the shadow banning,
and they can't do it as widespread as they did before. But all right, so this guy has a few choice words, and I would say that the women from The View, they should use it on the women from The View. Watch.
Are you in a relationship with a woman and you're tired of all that hooting and hollering? Well, here are 5 surefire ways passed down from generation to generation of men on how to calm those ladies down. Number 5, just tell her to calm down. Sometimes women get all caught up in their womaning and forget the basic rules of polite discourse. A gentle reminder to calm down should simmer the situation. Number 4, remind her to relax. This helps the ladies who understand their level of energy is inappropriate, but aren't quite sure what the next step to take. Number 3, you're here, I need you here. This simple physical action can help demonstrate the de-escalation necessary in the situation. Number 4, pretend this is your crazy knob. We need to turn it way down. Again, just another physical demonstration to show them the proper path. And number 1, only to be used in extreme cases. You're acting like your mother, and this world doesn't need 2 bitches that crazy walking around. Just use these 5 simple methods, and you'll never have an out-of-hand lady again.
Just calm down or relax is it for me. My dad did that to me the other day. It was like, just relax, calm down. And I was like, I just need to finish what I want to say and bitch for a minute. I don't want a solution. I want mom. See, I would want to be like my mom. The number 1, you're just like your mom. I'd be happy about that.
Oh, I'm just like my mom. Like I said before, she should go to prison because she needs a makeover. That is brilliant. We're talking about Hillary.
Well, Congress will pay for the makeover.
They're running scared every night. Somebody is jamming ham radio repeaters with the F Donald Trump rap songs. Wow. Isn't that interesting?
I just bought ham radios. They got delivered today.
Wow. Why is she talking? Bye, Hillary. Yeah, we should, instead of bye, Felicia, we should be saying bye, Hillary. They control MSM, and then SM came along where we can speak. Yeah, exactly. And they're trying to get rid of Elon Musk. Losing control is their biggest fear, already in tyranny. Hillary is evil as they come. Indeed, indeed, Mick 40. I remember in the early 2000s when websites took away comments because everyone disagreed. Oh, I don't remember that, but okay. You tell me those 5 things you did.
Just 1 or 2 of them, Dad. Just one, just to calm down or relax.
You did not get past the first one. Did you notice that there was misspellings and that it got his numbers confused? I thought that was just hysterical. Hillary looked like she's shrinking. Yeah, she is shrinking. How will people in devastated areas get to vote?
They're bringing ballots out there, from what I understand.
Yeah.
They're doing everything they can to get them out there. I don't know who's monitoring them. I don't know who's harvesting them. I don't know our ballot harvesting laws in North Carolina that those votes will count if they're brought in a bulk as a harvest. And will they throw them out if we don't have ballot harvesting? I have not looked into all of it. I know I'm working early voting on the 19th. I don't know. The news says they're bringing them ballots, but I don't know who's bringing them, how they getting there. I don't know any of that. If that they just bringing them to Asheville, which is a very liberal city, or they're bringing them to every
Into
other
the
town
mountain.
around them that are very red towns.
Well, I'm gonna rely on Trump and Elon and the campaign, and I'm gonna presume that
I
they're
will
going
say Ivanka Trump flew up here to Hickory personally and delivered Starlinks for those guys to fly up to the mountain.
And did you hear that the FCC said no? That Starlink, they couldn't use Starlink because it wasn't powerful enough or something like that. And Elon went nuts, and then all of a sudden they decided to give a reprieve for it. They also gave him a hard time with the SpaceX for his spaceships. The man who is going to rescue those guys.
And they were giving him a hard time delivering the Starlinks. They were confiscating them too. That's why they were bringing them out here to the airports and having them flown past FEMA and all those people who were taking them away.
Absolutely. Mail-in votes. Be sure barcode shows through back of return envelope. Good advice. All right. So I love this guy. I don't know if he's still working or not, but here's a bus driver for you.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I love when people get creative. God bless America. U.S. President Trump has to win. Yeah. Well, we'll end with this. This is a rancher, and look what he did on his land. I guess. Well, watch. Oh, frig. I forgot to put music under it. All right. So anyway, he decided he wanted to raise a flag. And so he bought all the material. Oh, wait. Oh, no. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong here. Well, anyway, he raised an enormous flag, and we're over. And but what he did was he dug a hole. He's like 70 some odd years old, dug a hole himself, got the concrete, got the materials, and the flag was so huge that you could see it from everywhere, from miles around. And I'm sorry that I screwed up that last clip. I didn't realize that it didn't all save. But anyway, all right, Colleen, you have the last word. We're over for sure.
Well, just one note of hope was they did get the American flag back up on Chimney Rock. The state parks department got the flag back up on Chimney Rock, and Blowing Rock is open, and there are things open. So if you're around, give these do some of the touristy things here.
All right. And my last word is going to be, if you have a real man in your life, encourage him. Hold him up, because they are an endangered species. So, love your man, encourage him. If you have a young man in your life, give him people to emulate, because this world would be nothing without men. And don't let those liberal lunatics try to destroy the fantastic difference between men and women, and celebrate that every day. I know I give my husband grief, and sometimes, women give men grief, but do everything in your power to encourage, especially young men, to get their hands dirty, do the stuff that men do. Just be good, be honest, and be a good man. Go ahead,
And if
Carl.
your husbands have a good single one, a single friend or brother that's a good masculine one, hit me up.
Thank you, Tammy. Good night.
Thank you,
Trump 2024. Absolutely. God bless everybody. And God bless American men. Bye.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday.